What's going on, everybody? This is Gaza back here with another Football Manager 2020 experiment video, and today this is episode 1 of the Lanarkshire takeover. So basically what this series is going to be is that basically the clubs in Lanarkshire, Motherwell, Hamilton, Airdrie, Albion Rovers, and obviously I've done it to Clyde as well, because obviously they play in Cumbernauld. So basically what I'll show you guys, what I've done is I've made their reputation 10,000, so they've all got worldwide reputations. They go into the in-game editor to edit club details, as you can see there. Finances, I basically gave them the bank balance 900, I was just seeing if there was anything above professional, but 900 million with 8 million to spend and 400,000 in in wage budget. So, and with a front, all the clubs, Lanarkshire clubs, have front end sugar daddies, so it means that money will keep coming into the clubs. I know that it probably will change over the next few years, but that, and one other thing as well that I have done with all the clubs to just show you as well. Let me go to facilities. So with training facilities is 20, youth facilities 20, junior coaching 20, youth recruitment 20, and corporate facilities also 20. So they have all of these clubs have it, which I'll show you in a second. So Hamilton, worldwide reputation 5 stars, edit club details, finances, exact same with front end owner, and there's 20 for all these facilities down here. So obviously what I'm going to see is how they're going to look in the future, because obviously Motherwell and Hamilton will end up competing for the Premiership title. European success will start happening, winning cup competitions and things, and obviously likes of Airdrie, Clyde and Albion Rovers, they will also probably bounce up into the Premiership. As you can see, worldwide reputation. So this will attract the best players to Scottish football for the Lanarkshire clubs. So 10,000 reputation, Airdrie there again, they've got the exact same budget as the rest of the Lanarkshire clubs in the game, with front end owner, and facilities are also all 20 as well. Can just jump down to Clyde like that. Clyde are also worldwide reputation with 5 stars. I wasn't going to actually do Clyde in this because I know they were originally from Glasgow, but because they played in Cumbernauld and Cumbernauld is in North Lanarkshire, I just had to add them into it, I suppose. Facilities, finances, exact same again, with front end owner, and obviously the facilities are all 20. So they will get, all these Lanarkshire clubs will get the best talented youngsters coming through their clubs. And of course the last club in Lanarkshire, in the lowest league at the moment, Albion Rovers, with a 5-star reputation, edit club details, front end owner, exact same budget, and transfer budget and wage budget and bank budget balance, and both, all with 20 training facilities. I would imagine Albion Rovers will be a new stadium in this save, so we'll probably go 2 years into the future to 2021, because I know in the first season doing these experiments, like I've watched these experiments and I've done them myself, I know in the first season they'll probably not spend as much money, but We will come back in after the first 2 seasons and see how they done with transfer budget. Well, what they done in the transfer window the first season, of course the second season. But I want to see how they done in the league positions. I think, obviously, of course, Motherwell will probably be the highest. They'll finish the highest out of, obviously, of them, out of Hamilton, because of the players in the game and stuff the first season. But I think Airdrie might get promotion and Albion Rovers might bounce up there, or they might even finish bottom of League 2 in the first season. So we will find out and we'll have a look, and we'll come back in 2 years' time and see how they've got on. So we'll come back. I'll have a wee look just now. June. We'll come back June 7th and see June the 7th, 2021, to just see what has been happening with the Lanarkshire takeover, with all the Lanarkshire clubs and the Football Manager. So we'll see you then. So we have now arrived at the 7th of June 2021, and we are going to look at the clubs in the Lanarkshire takeover to see how they have got on over the last 2 seasons, and then see what they've spent in transfer window. Load, it's froze for a second. So looking at a league table for the last 2 seasons. The first season, Motherwell in the Premiership came 5th. A very good finish from Motherwell on 58 points. But Hamilton came 3rd and qualified for the Europa League on 60 points. And yeah, they've really... I didn't expect them to finish higher than Motherwell. They must have had brought in some good players. But we will see that in the future video. So we are going to look at League 1 in a Championship. So actually there were no teams from the Championship, that even went from Lanarkshire in the first season. So we'll have a look at the league table the second season. The first season in League 1, Airdrie winning it on 85 points. Clyde getting promoted in the playoffs, so at least 2 of the sides that have been taken over, given the big budget, have actually went up this in the first season. So in the second season, it was Albion Rovers who won League 1 on 80 points. Only lost 4 games the entire season. They won it comfortably in the end. But I'll have a look at League 2's in the first season, of course. In the first season, Albion Rovers won the playoffs. They had 60 points. Very, very comfortable, and managing to get up the divisions nicely, and at least they have managed to get to the Championship by this point. So I think it was the Championship I was actually going to have a look at, because I see Airdrie, yes, Dundee United, the champions of Championship in the season it's just finished, 2020-21 season, and Airdrie won the playoffs against St Mirren. Absolutely brilliant to see that a team that were doing takeovers, they have managed to reach the Premiership within 2 seasons. Albion Rovers are tending to go right up, but whoa, I didn't even expect that in the Premiership in the second season. Hamilton have won the Premiership. Motherwell came 3rd, but I mean, this has given big effects on the clubs. Challenger, but they have actually surprised me very much. Their overall is down on rating a wee bit, but as you can see, they have won the Premiership. So we might see Motherwell getting a couple, Hamilton getting a couple, even Airdrie as well eventually. So let's start with the transfer business over the last couple of years. And then we'll look at how they done in Europe the season there. So where is it? Oh, that's history, transfer history, and we'll go to the 2019-20 season. So Motherwell spent £72 million and only 22k going out of the club. But look at this, 40 million on Lucas Moura in the first season. Then Phil Jones coming from Manchester United for 14.25 mil, and Ryan Jack coming over from Rangers for 17.25 mil. I mean, some decent transfer business being done, a couple of free transfers as well, but Lucas Moura being the main sort of player whenever this loads. He is still at the club, 46 appearances, with scoring 16 goals. Very, very good stats for Lucas Moura. Well, yeah, it's been good, but in the second season, let's see, 266 million. That's more like we want to see. We will see who the highest paid players. So Martinez from Inter Milan for £96 million. Roddick from Fulham for £38 million. Redwald from Crystal Palace for 37.5 mil. Then Vidal even came from Barcelona. I mean, the club are spending ridiculous amounts of money. Absolutely. They've had a few players in from Celtic. Liam Miller from Liverpool coming over. Christopher Julian coming to Motherwell. Yeah, they've a couple of Cavani on a free, and Cedric from Southampton on a free as well. Obviously, with transfers going out of the club, Declan Gallagher goes to Albion Rovers for 1.2 million on deadline day. So does Jake Carroll and Tony Watt, all going to Albion Rovers. So 3 players head over to Rovers. That is mental. And we will see obviously how Albion Rovers got on in that season. Sherwin Seedorf is actually still at the club, out on loan at Falkirk, as we'll see in a second. No, he's a free transfer now after leaving Motherwell. So absolutely brilliant to see transfers like that being spent at the club. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know the first season they didn't obviously qualify for Europe. Hamilton did, so we'll obviously have a look at Hamilton's European record. And after we have a look at all the transfers. So transfer history. Right, I meant to see if first, before we go on with it, is Stephen Robinson still the manager? Yes, he is, as he went up on reputation. Still 2 stars. Too bad for Stephen Robinson still be in charge of Motherwell. So Hamilton, how did they get on in the transfer windows? We'll see the first season in a second. So the first season, £122 million was spent. Shaqiri coming from Liverpool was the highest one, £27 million, but with add-ons it would make up to £33.5 million. So a player coming from RB Leipzig, and Fabian Schär coming from Newcastle for 20.5 mil. Scott Arfield coming over from Rangers. Eric Lamela actually coming from Spurs. And then sort of the rest were just lower normal sort of transfers. and then Aaron McGowan going to Clyde for 800k. So, looking at this season coming up, what did they spend? £403 million, with 27 million going out of the club. So, Stefan de Vrij, I don't even know how you say that surname, but coming over from Inter for £57 million, with add-ons would make it up to 70 million. Leroy Sané coming from Manchester City for 49.5 million. Fabinho coming from Liverpool, 49.5 mil. Ross Barkley coming from Chelsea for 33 mil. Adam Lallana from Liverpool for 15 mil. I'm just sort of looking at players I sort of recognise. Newcastle. A lot of players going out of the club. Scott Arfield went to Hoffenheim. But a lot of players leaving. Alec Golich going to Clyde. Blair Austin also going to Clyde. So Clyde are getting quite a few of Hamilton's players. But that is absolutely madness that they've already spent that type of money in the transfer window. And it's only the second season. I mean, they've spent, how much was that in the first season? 122 mil. They have splashed the cash. Very, very big splash in the cash. And they've obviously, no wonder they end up winning the league in the second season and first season. So we'll go to that's the Premiership. Looking at, right, it's the Championship we want now. So league table. So Airdrie. Oh, Clyde actually came second there in that and didn't get promotion. So we'll have a look at Clyde first actually, because they finished above Airdrie in that season. But 2 promotions in a row through the playoffs. Danny Lennon is still the manager. So transfer history. Let's have a look at the first season. So 6.25 mil spent on players coming into the club. So yeah, this De La Toure from from Fulham for £3.3 million. Jordan Jones coming over from Rangers. Anne McGowan, Aaron Hickey coming over from Hearts. Liam Gordon coming from St Johnstone. Salvaka coming from Hibs. Andy Halliday coming from Rangers. Danny Millen from St Mirren, and then a couple of free transfers. This boy going out to Albion Rovers, Barry Kudley. Yeah, not the big for obviously like Clyde to spend that money. Obviously wouldn't ever spend it in real life, but here in the 2020-21 season, £239 million coming into the club. Absolutely mental. Player from Chelsea, Manchester City, another one from Chelsea, Neto from Wolves, Tommy Doyle from Manchester City, Curtis Jones from Liverpool, Anthony Ralston from Celtic. I mean, these players are coming to the club and it's going to help them in the long-term future of the club and of success. But Albion Rovers, yeah, he went another player going to Albion Rovers there. But we are going to have a look now at the actual transfer window. Let's see, United, Arbroath, so that many teams with the letter A starting with it. So Airdrie Onions, how did they get on the first season? £46 million is spent. So as you see, it doesn't really take much effect. It only took a wee bit of it. Quite a few players coming over from Celtic. Ewan Henderson, 8 mil. That young Dumbelly kid, 6 million. Joso Selimovic coming over for 1.7 mil. Yeah, Dean Campbell coming over from Aberdeen. Greg Kilty coming from Kilmarnock. A lot of free transfers coming in as well to the club, but yeah, and 2 free transfers going out of the club. Never got anything out, but it's the second season. We want to see what they done. So the 2020-21 season, £223 million spent on players coming into. Martin Dubravka, 23.5 mil, but obviously Raheem, it's Mahrez, it's came over from Manchester City of £41.5 million, 49 million on add-ons. But this boy from Chelsea, 57 mil, absolutely smashing it. This young right back Dest from Ajax, 12.25 mil. I mean, the Lee Griffiths, Frimpong, Diaz or something. Yes, they are absolutely been splashing the cash as well. I mean, I'm surprised the Hamilton's one where they spent 400 million, but Ewan Henderson went to Albion Rovers, so we will have a look at that in a second. I mean, that's not too bad, the players that they have brought in. So right, so we will have a look at Albion Rovers now, in obviously League 1. Yep, they won the division. Obviously we've seen that. So we'll see how they done in cup competitions and things as well. So transfer history. Let's have a look at the first season. 1.5 million spent on players coming into the club. No players went out, but as you can see, they never spent over $1 million the first season. It was 775k for Thomas Dickinson Peters from Norwich City. Well, actually, they worked out add-ons 1.6 million. Actually, I think they've still got a wee bit to. I think they've got 100,000 to pay up or something like that, and the rest sort of. A lot of free transfers, to say the least, but that is going to help them in the long run. But let's see season 2 how they got on. So only £21 million, but I suppose they had started off in League 2. They had only just came up from League 2. As you see, Callum Patterson coming over from 9.5 mil from Cardiff City. Ewan Henderson, who started off obviously at Celtic and then went to Airdrie and then to Albion Rovers. Lon Shanklin coming over from Dundee United. Declan Gallagher, as we've seen, came over from Motherwell. Nathan Patterson coming over from Rangers. Jack Hendry from Celtic. Adam Devine from Rangers. Mikael Miller coming from Hamilton, Jake Carroll and Tony Watt both coming from Motherwell, Wes Fodringham coming from Rangers, and only 650k going out of the club as well, and the rest were free transfers coming in from the club. So 21 mil. I think with the Championship, they probably got through the playoffs unless they spend massive amount of money in the next season. So let's have a look at their how they got on in the Scottish Cup, the League Cup, how Hamilton got on in Europe. I think it was the Europa League. So Scottish, see what has happened in the last 2 seasons. So none of the sides have even got to the Scottish Cup final. We'll have a look at and the Challenge Cup. So they were some of them that came in the first round. So I don't actually. I can't even see where they are. Second round. Maybe it was a second round. Third round even. Airdrie going beating Clyde. Albion Rovers hammering Havoc. Fourth round is when that's when the Premiership come in. Motherwell beat Cowden Beef. Airdrie beating Albion Rovers 2-1. What about Hamilton? Hamilton beat Partick Thistle 3-0. Fifth round, Motherwell beat Livingston 4-1. Airdrie beat Queen of the South 2-0. And Hamilton beat Aberdeen 3-2. Quarter-finals. Celtic beat Airdrie 3-2. Rangers beat Dundee 3-0. And Motherwell beat Hamilton 2-0. Semi-final. Motherwell lost in extra time to Celtic 2-1 and Rangers beat Hibs, and obviously that went on. That was this season. It's 2018-19 season I want to see in the Scottish Cup. So from far right, I'll just get it from the fourth round because it makes it sort of quicker. So Motherwell won 2-1 against Dundee United in the fourth round. Come in. Albion Rovers lost 1-0 to St Johnstone. Airdrie lost 3-1 to Dunfermline. That was in a replay as well. Both Albion Rovers and Airdrie replays. Hamilton beat Ross County 1-0. The fifth round, Motherwell beat Dunfermline 2-0 and Hamilton beat Ayr 2-1. Now the quarter-finals, Motherwell lost 1-0 to Aberdeen and Hamilton beat Morton 3-1. The semi-final, Aberdeen beat Hamilton on penalties and it was 1 each in the game. So before it went to obviously penalties, let's have a look at the League Cup. So I meant to go to profile, see what's happened in the last two seasons. So we've had two different winners. Kilmarnock actually winning it the first season against Celtic, then Hamilton picking up a piece of silverware as well to go with for that their first ever League Cup. That is not too bad. They are going to maybe look like the dominant sort of force for a while. As you know, Football Manager is like that. So let's have a look at the first season to see how they got on from at least the second round. So Hamilton put out by Livingston. Motherwell weren't even in that. So all groups. Came second but didn't go through in the group. Not all groups, right. Second round. Just see that was furthest they went. And then the current season. So Albion Rovers winning 2-0 against Alloa. Airdrie beating Dundee 2-0. Motherwell beating St Mirren 3-1 and Hamilton beating Dundee United 2-1. So the quarterfinals, Hamilton beat Airdrie 1-0. Albion Rovers beat Hibs 3-1. Motherwell lost 2-1 to Celtic. Had a decent run in the League Cup, all of them. Hamilton beat Celtic 3-2 in the semi-final and Rangers beat Albion Rovers 2-0. And the final, Hamilton beat Rangers 1-0 at Hampden. And then into the last cup competition, the Turnouts Carroll and Waver Cup. how did it go from each round? Go from third round. So Airdrie won penalties against Arbroath. Clyde will get knocked out by Celtic reserves. I don't even see Albion Rovers there. They've probably been knocked out. But fourth round, Airdrie won 1-0 against Partick Thistle. Quarter-finals, Airdrie beat Queen of the South 2-1. Semi-finals, Airdrie lost 1-0 to Ayr, and yeah. That's for likes of Airdrie beating Partick Thistle 1-0. Motherwell Reserves got a good result there. Albion Rovers lost in penalties to Bala Town. Drew one each. Clyde won 2-0 against Alloa. I think that's it. Fourth round, Airdrie lost 2-0 to Dundee United. Clyde won in penalties against Chesterfield. Quarter-finals, Clyde won 2-1 against Ross County. Semi-finals, Clyde won 3-1 against Dundee United. And the final, Clyde won 2-1 against Dundee. And how many of the Challenge Cups have they even got? That was their first ever Challenge Cup. Yeah, they've definitely decent, and we'll have a look at Hamilton's European, how they done it in Europe. So they got through the qualifiers for the Europa League, beating Besiktas Wall. Yeah, their group. So Group A, they were in the top to Group G. 18 points finished with. They won all 6 games, and then obviously they would have. First, they won 3-0 against April and 5-1 in aggregate. The second knockout round, they lost 3-1 to PSV on aggregate. So getting to knockout rounds quite early on is a good start for this experiment, and we're going to end that there and back into episode. I might go probably 3 to 5 years in the future. We'll wait and see what happens. And you can see it is linked with Motherwell, and it looks like he's been so we'll see you back here with another episode soon. So remember to comment, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I'm signing out now.